Chapter 741, Gold Member. After leaving the airport, the beauty of Paradise Island was presented before them. So beautiful. The white beach and buildings are like a cloud floating on the sea. Stepping on it makes me feel like I'm in heaven. I have never thought that such a beautiful place exists on this earth. Fang Yuqiang and the rest of them were behaving like rural folk that had never seen the city, looking at their surroundings in awe. Even the arrogant Yan Kongming could not help but put on an awestruck look. While they were walking, the visitors on the island looked at them in disdain. Compared to them, Chen Xiaobei was calm as usual. There was nothing else on this island that could startle him anymore. All he could think of right now was Xianjiu and Lin Xiang. After some time, all of them arrived at an extremely luxurious building. The name of the building, Saint Fakar Casino, was placed at the entrance. "Why are we here?" asked Chen Xiaobei in annoyance. "Mr. BC likes to gamble. He asked us to meet him here. As we had no other options, we had to agree." Upon entering the casino, the scene inside was like what they saw on TV. Gambling stations, gamblers, and hot female dealers were everywhere in the building. However, those who were qualified to enter this place were some of the richest people on this earth. Their smallest best was $10,000. This was the difference of this casino from ordinary casinos. According to the intel that I gathered earlier, this casino will categorize their customers based on their wealth. The three different tiers are bronze, silver, and gold. With their given tier, they can go to their designated floor to gamble and enjoy different levels of service. Of course, the higher the floor, the higher the bet. The smallest bet on the second floor is 1 million. The third floor is 10 million. The fourth floor is 100 million. I'm talking about USD. Legend has it that there is actually one more tier, the diamond tier. This status is given by the owner of Paradise Island. They don't bet on money anymore. What they bet are land, mines, and even oil fields. Upon hearing that, everyone was taken aback. Those who could use oil fields as bet were definitely the richest of the rich. None of them could imagine the life of those kind of people. "What is Mr. BC's tier?" asked Fang Yuqiang in a curious manner. "Did I not ask you to memorize the intel that I passed it to you? You must have been daydreaming again, right? Mr. BC is a silver tier member in this casino. We are meeting him in the room on the third floor later. Watch how you talk later. Do not offend Mr. BC. Understood? I will behave well." Fang Yuqiang nodded her head instantly. Firstly, she admired Yan Kongming. Secondly, she was afraid of Mr. BC. She then hid her domineering aura and behaved like a demure girl. "The smallest bet on third floor is 10 million USD. Damn! Mr. BC is no ordinary person," exclaimed Fang Kangyan. "Ain't that right? A single bet from him is more than what I earn in my entire life. It's better not to compare with people like him," said Feng Subin enviously. Before they realized it, they had arrived at the second floor. Technologically advanced glass doors lay in front of them. There was a touch-screen interface being installed on the door frame. Yan Kongming then proceeded to place his palm on the screen. Ding! "Welcome guests. You are invited by Mr. BC to enter this floor. You are now authorized to enter the universe private room." A sentence was shown on the screen and it was in Chinese. After that, Cao Zhenyang, Fang Yuqiang and the rest of them placed their palms on the screen as well. They too were being authorized to enter the floor. "Shit! Xiaobei. Because of your rush decision, I didn't manage to inform Mr. BC about it. You can't enter this floor if you are not authorized to do so," said Cao Zhenyang. "Just ask him to wait here if he can't come with us." "He can't do shit anyway," said Fang Yuqiang. "Can't go in without authorization." Frowning, Chen Xiaobei went ahead to check the screen. "What kind of bullshit is this? This place's security is extremely strict. There's no way that they will let a random stranger like you to enter the floor at a whim. The people inside will suffer greatly if you are a wanted criminal or virus carrier. Upon hearing that, Yan Kongming and two of his followers started to laugh at Chen Xiaobei scornfully. They were waiting for Chen Xiaobei to embarrass himself. What? Wanted criminal? Virus carrier? Suddenly, a blond man came down from the fourth floor and looked at them. Though he was a foreigner, his Mandarin was surprising good. The few of you want to enter the third floor? Why yes. Fang Yuqiang nodded her head. Oh my god! This is horrifying! The blond man screamed, dashed to Chen Xiaobei, and pushed him away. He then placed his palm on the screen. Soon, another message was shown on the screen. Ding! Dear Gold member, are you sure you want to cancel the authorizations of these 4 people? Yes. With his hand tapping on the screen, another sentence popped out. Ding! Successful. 4 people. They froze, then began shouting. What did you just do? Why did you cancel our authorization? You hear it right. I'm a gold member in this casino. It's my right to do so. I'm going to enter this floor now, and I will never allow people like you to jeopardize my life. People like us. Bewildered, Yan Kongming glared at Fang Yuqiang. It's all because of you. I will definitely punish you when we return. Yan Kongming did not even stop her when she mocked Chen Xiaobei. All he did was laugh like a little bitch at the side. Now that he wanted to push all the blame on Fang Yuqiang like a dumb person taking a dose of bitter medicine. Mister. This is a big misunderstanding. We are not bad guys. All my respect goes to a gold member like you. I hope you can return us the authorization to enter the third floor. PSST. Who do you think you are? You have no right to tell me what to do, said the blond man in an arrogant manner. As a gold member of this casino, he did have the right to act arrogantly. After all, even Mr. BC had to show him a good amount of respect. How dare you scold my brother Yan? I'm going to slap you. Fang Yuqiang was literally Yan Kongming's crazy fan. She was instantly angered by the blond man's insults. Slap. Before she could finish her words, a slap landed on her face. Bro. Brother Yan. Why did you slap me? Asked Fang Yuqiang, baffled. She never expected that Yan Kongming would slap her. Seeing that, Chen Xiaobei was angered by Yan Kongming's attitude. Chapter 742, Diamond Member. You stupid bitch! Do you even know what a gold member can do to us? They are so powerful on this island that we can't even begin to imagine. We must never offend them no matter what. Even Mr. BC has to show a good amount of respect to gold members. So what? I can break his neck and leave here. Such stupidity. I have told you to memorize all the information. You don't remember shit, do you? On Paradise Island, there is an army led by this person called Hades. He is one of those rare elites that possesses pinnacle phase of true nirvana stage. Set aside killing people, one will be punished severely if they find out you engage in a fight with others. If you dare to lay your fingers on gold members, you will be sentenced to death publicly. You don't have to glare at me. Paradise Island is private property. They don't have to obey any laws in this world. Going against gold members would result in the death penalty. Do you really think you can outrun Hades's army? Upon hearing that, Fang Yuqiang was taken aback. Due to the critical state of this assignment, she did not read the intel properly. She had never dreamt that Paradise Island was such a scary place. With Hades guarding this place, there was no way that she could defeat him even if she had 100 lives. Dear Mr. We have wronged you. Please forgive us and restore our authorization. You are the person that stands on top of a pyramid. You don't have to get on the same level with trash like us. Right. Upon hearing that, Chen Xiaobei and Cao Zhenyang were not pleased. From the bottom of the heart, they looked down on Yan Kongming's behavior. He just an embarrassment of the entire country, Thunder Kiran, and the people around him. He was not worthy to become a man. Even Fang Yuqiang started to doubt that if he was still the Jade Kiran that she so admired and loved. On the other hand, the blonde man was very pleased after listening to Yan Kongming. He. You are pretty good at praising others. I'm going to return the authorization to you guys. However, you have to tell me who is the terrorist here. No matter what. I will never allow him to enter this place. It's him. Without any hesitation, Yan Kongming pointed at Chen Xiaobei and said, he joined us halfway. All you need to do is stop him from entering the third floor. Kid. Do you have anything that you want to say? I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourself. If you compliment me well enough, I will allow you to enter this place. What say you? I'm just going to tell you one thing. Mom, your mom is a whore. Do you like what I just said to you? Upon hearing that, Cao Zhenyang and the rest of them extremely shocked. They never thought that Chen Xiaobei had the guts to insult a gold member. Mom, what does that mean? Asked the blonde man in a bemused tone. Though his Mandarin was pretty good, he could not understand the phrase that Chen Xiaobei just said to him. Oi! I'm asking you a question. What does Mom mean? Asked the blonde man angrily. Looking at the reaction of the people around him, he could feel that Chen Xiaobei was actually insulting him. Ugh! Sweat started to drip down Yan Kongming's forehead. He thought for a while and said, he is asking about your mother's well-being. Asking about my mother's well-being. Humph. Good. Finally, you said something good. I'm a filial son. My mom is doing well. Thank you for asking. Go ahead and ask me more. Cao Zhenyang and the rest of them were trying their best to hold in their laughter. Even Yan Kongming almost burst out in laughter. Get lost. Chen Xiaobei strode toward the blonde man and pushed him aside. All he could think of right now was Xianjiu and Lin Xiang. He had already lost all his patience long ago. Ouch! The blonde man fell on the ground after Chen Xiaobei pushed him. Luckily, Yan Kongming's reaction was quick enough to catch him. Bastard! How dare you ask me to get lost? How dare you push me? No one has ever asked me to get lost before. Shut up! If not, I'm going to slap you to death. Chen Xiaobei glared at him. Ugh! Feeling suffocated, the blonde man felt like all his muscles were tensed up and he could no longer move an inch. At that moment, he felt like he was targeted by an ancient beast and he could be devoured by it any time from now. A bloody and gory scene started to surface in his mind. Truthfully, he almost peed himself. He could not help but admit that Chen Xiaobei's qi was just too powerful for him to handle. Fang Yuqiang had experienced Chen Xiaobei's powerful presence before. She knew exactly how scary it was to be under Chen Xiaobei's terrifying aura. Looking at Chen Xiaobei, Fang Yuqiang could not help but think how masculine Chen Xiaobei was. Now, Yan Kongming looks just like a coward to her. Ding! While everyone was looking at Chen Xiaobei in shock, he placed his palm on the screen to unlock the doors. What is he trying to do? Everyone was baffled. Xiaobei! Don't mess with the thing. You are not authorized to enter the floor. The security come after you later, said Cao Zhenyang nervously. What the hell is he thinking? He is not authorized to use it. It's pointless to place his palm on the screen. You are going to embarrass yourself if you get chased out from this building. This is a floor designated to silver members. Not everyone can enter this floor. Damn! Damn! What the hell? How is that even possible? Before the blonde man could finish his words, he shouted out loudly. There were two sentences shown on the screen. With our utmost pleasure and honor, we welcome you, Diamond member. You have been authorized to use and enjoy everything in this building. Please have a good time here. What? What the f***ck? The blonde man stood there like a statue. Yan Kongming could not believe what he just saw. Everyone else was losing their minds. What the hell does that mean? Only the owner of this island can authorize someone to become a diamond member. As compared to the blonde man and Mr. BC, Chen Xiaobei was way more powerful than them on this island. To them, they were just a pile of garbage. This is not possible. It's not logical. They just found it really hard to believe that Chen Xiaobei's power on this island was equivalent to the owner of this island. Don't just stand there. Come on inside. If not, you guys can wait outside. Chen Xiaobei did not even bother to explain it to them. He turned around, walked away from them. After regaining their composure, they too followed Chen Xiaobei's footstep into the deeper part of the building. Chapter 743, Fight the Battle with Pride. I knew it. There must be something wrong with the system. How is it possible for that kid to become a diamond member? The blonde man exclaimed. He is right. There must be something wrong with the system. Yan Kongming agreed with the blonde man's statement wholeheartedly. Upon hearing that, the rest nodded their heads as well. It was obvious they could not figure out how else Chen Xiaobei could acquire this diamond membership. The owner of Paradise Island was after all the kind of person that could induce fear in the leader of a country. No matter how powerful Chen Xiaobei was, it was simply not possible for him to be on the same level as the owner of Paradise Island. Stop wasting time to think about useless stuff like this. Go in quick. The mission is the priority here. After Cao Zhenyang reminded all of them, he too followed Chen Xiaobei to the third floor. Without hesitation, the rest of them followed closely behind Cao Zhenyang. On the other hand, the blonde man was left in shock. Initially, he wanted to go inside to look for his friend. Seeing that the doors were opened, he entered the third floor as well. Soon, all of them arrived at the universe private room. A sexy and gorgeous lady approached them and asked about their purpose of coming here. Yan Kongming then told her that he needed to talk to Mr. BC. Immediately, the lady opened the doors for them and let them enter the room. Instead of a private room, it actually looked more like a presidential suite. Other than the giant gambling table in the center of the room, there were other small rooms within this private room. For those who had the right to enter this room could gamble, enjoy good food, and have sex with women. Staying here for 10 days or even a month was not a big deal for people like them. When they entered the room, they did not see a single person gathered around the gambling table. Just when Yan Kongming wanted to ask about it, an Indian man ran out from the room. Oh! My dear Pakaka Master! I'm glad to see you here, said the Indian man with a heavy accent. Hello, Mr. BC. We are the government officers from China. To remind you, we have made an appointment with you earlier, said Yan Kongming politely. It's you guys? Speak your mind. I'm a busy man. The look of disappointment could be seen on BC's face. Clearly, he was getting impatient when he saw them. Everyone was not pleased when they heard his tone. What an arrogant bastard! He didn't even ask us to take a seat. Why is he making us stand and talk to him? It's as though he wants us gone as soon as possible. However, Chen Xiaobei and the rest had no other options but to seek his help. In the end, they had to suppress their feelings of anger. So this is what happened. A few days ago, these two people came to Paradise Island. But we lost contact with them suddenly. We'd like your help to look for them, said Yan Kongming while handing Xianjiu and Lin Xiang's pictures to BC. Damn! This girl is so hot. Look at her voluptuous body. Her boobies are F cup. Wait. It's G cup. It must be G. BC chuckled in a perverted manner. It looked like saliva was about to drip from his mouth. When Chen Xiaobei saw the way BC behaved, he got even angrier. Considering that it was a crucial moment, it was definitely not appropriate for him to think of something sexual. Mr. BC. We are trying to tell you something serious here. Alright. I know. Just go to the hotel first. I will contact you once I locate them. When can you let us know about it? Asked Yan Kongming. God knows. I will ask someone to look for them. When they find out something about them, I will contact you personally. Unless you are trying to ask me to look for them personally. Upon hearing that, Chen Xiaobei could not help but wish that he could slap his face a few times. Truthfully, this asshole had no intention of looking for them. He did it to please the government of China. With his attitude, it was going to take forever before he could locate them. Xian Jiahu's and Lin Xiang's bodies would turn ice cold if they somehow decided to listen to him and wait for him to contact them at the hotel. Luckily, Chen Xiaobei had already ordered Fakar to look for them. Still, he was worried about it because Fakar had not replied to him yet. Chen Xiaobei did not slap him in the face yet because he might need to rely on BC to look for them. For Xian Jiahu and Lin Xiang's sake, Chen Xiaobei decided to keep calm for now. Mr. BC. I hope you can locate them as soon as possible. I will reward you abundantly if you manage to find them. You. He. Forgive me for being straightforward. Where did you get that confidence from? I don't need your reward. Do you even know which government officer of China asked for my help? BC. This is not right. This situation is pressing. You should treat it more seriously. Everyone turned around and saw that it was the blonde man that talked to BC. Yeah. Mr. Pakaka. You are here finally. Immediately, BC put a smile on his face and walked towards Pakaka. Quick! Come over here, please. Please have a sit. After sitting on the chair, he said in a playful manner, BC. For my sake, just help them. No problem. I'm willing to do anything for you. I will ask my men to look for them now. I will give you something before the sky turns dark. After witnessing the way he behaved, Cao Zhenyang and the rest of them cursed him repeatedly. He acted like an asshole when they asked for his help. However, a single order from Pakaka was enough to make him promise that he would be able to look for them before dusk. Still, they had to swallow their anger until he did his job. Now, the priority was to look for Xian Jiahu and Lin Xiang. Other matters were not as important. All of them actually thought of showing their gratitude to Pakaka. After all, he was the one that asked BC to help them. However, Chen Xiaobei still shot an icy glare at Pakaka. Clearly, he knew that things were not as simple as he thought it would be. Just as expected, Pakaka spoke out. Hold on. I was not done with my sentence. Go on, BC said politely. I have a small request. He then stared at Chen Xiaobei. I just did a great favor for you. I want you to play some gambling games with me. I don't think I'm asking too much. Right. Ask BC to look for them first. After that, I will gamble with you until you ask me to stop. No. Play first. I will ask BC to put in all his effort to look for them if you can make me lose all my money. It's actually not much. Only 1 billion USD. What? 1 billion USD? It was going to take forever for him to lose all his money. Taken aback, everyone finally realized that Pakaka was not here to help them. He came here to mess with them. Clearly, Chen Xiaobei knew that since the beginning. For the sake of his woman and brother, he had to play with him. All right. I will play with you. Just don't regret your decision later. Chapter 744, God of Dice. Me? Regret? Ha! Why would I regret anything? Do you think you'll beat me? Pakaka laughed mockingly and said, My family built our fortune on gambling. I knew how to lay a bet as soon as I could speak. Before my 18th birthday, I had beaten all the gambling champions from all 5 continents. If it weren't because of my family holding me back, my name would have been known all around the world. We'll play whatever game you choose. I'm down for anything, even if it's your Chinese mahjong. And as long as you could win all of my 10 billion American dollars, I will ask BC to look for the person that you want. The crowd was in utter disbelief. No one would have guessed that a man like Pakaka had such an impressive past. I mean, he beat all 5 gambling champions before he was 18. He even claimed that he was the teenage king of gamblers. And placed a 10 billion bet. Based on these 3 points, the crowd was certain that Chen Xiaobei would lose to Pakaka. It was obvious that Pakaka was out for revenge. He has no intention of asking BC to look for Xian Jiu and Lin Xiang. Yan Kongming knew this very well and quickly said, Master Pakaka, this is a matter of life and death, this is not a laughing matter. Do I look like I'm having a laugh? Pakaka asked, flashing him a look of disgust. Forgive me for speaking so candidly. You are the king of gamblers. Yan Kongming praised. That kid has nothing against you. He is not even worthy to be up against you. He'd need a miracle to win all your money. How is this not a joke? Pakaka laughed at this and said, ha ha ha. You really have a way with words. That's very flattering. He was very confident of his hand at gambling and loved it when people complimented him on it. Everyone watching them felt really frustrated. Yan Kongming just paid courtesy to others and belittled himself. What a coward! What a disgrace! However, it was undeniable that Pakaka really was an unbeatable opponent. Perhaps, Yan Kongming's flattery was the only way out. The crowd could not do anything but observe. How about this, Master Pakaka? Yan Kongming said ingratiatingly, I'll make that kid apologize to you and you ask Mr. BC to look for the people that we want. All right. Pakaka said, laughing. You know, I am very magnanimous. As long as he apologizes to me, I won't have any beef with you. You really are, sir. Yan Kongming nodded. Then he turned around, his expression darkened and hollered, Hey kid! Come over and apologize to Master Pakaka. I've already told you I will play a game with him. Chen Xiaobei said defiantly. There was not a trace of remorse in his tone at all. Kid, are you dumb? Why don't you take a look at yourself? How could you play with Master Pakaka? Yan Kongming chided, Master Pakaka is generous enough to give you a chance to apologize. Know your place, kid. How I play is none of your business. You have no right to tell me what to do. Chen Xiaobei said coolly, as for Master Pakaka, what generosity does he have? Only idiots will believe him. If he really is so nice and forgiving, then he wouldn't have had wrangled with me relentlessly like a crazy dog. If I were to think with my ass, everyone knows that even if I apologize, he wouldn't help. Some people's brains are just no better than their ass. Stupid kid! Who are you calling a crazy dog? Pakaka thundered. Stupid kid, who are you calling dumb? Yan Kongming burst out. Upon seeing that, Cao Zhenyang and the rest of them started to get really nervous. He thought that everything could be solved with an apology, but it looks like things were not getting any better. Firstly, Chen Xiaobei is so domineering he would definitely not apologize. Secondly, the crowd also felt that what Chen Xiaobei said made complete sense. Pakaka was a despicable person by nature. Even if he had apologized, there was a high chance that he would still break his promise. Now, how everything turns out would depend on Chen Xiaobei. Enough rambling. I don't have time to waste. Chen Xiaobei walked towards the table and said solemnly, let's play the fastest game, dice. What? Are you sure you want to play dice with me? Pakaka laughed out loudly, ha ha ha. I didn't want to put you at a disadvantage. But out of all the games, the dice game is my forte. That. The crowd was stunned. Chen Xiaobei was too unlucky. Out of all the games, he chose the one that Pakaka was best at. Earlier, he did not have a chance to win, but now it was impossible for him to defeat Pakaka anymore. Playing dice is too boring. Pakaka said smugly, I'll grant you another chance to choose a different game. There's no need for that. Chen Xiaobei said coolly. He was completely unshaken. Hey kid! Do you have a death wish? Pakaka is the best player in this world when it comes to playing dice. In Jianghu, he was given the title, God of Dice. Give him a dice and he can take over the whole world. Hey, fool! Did you hear that? Playing dice with Master Pakaka is no different than killing yourself, said Yan Kongming. At that moment, even Cao Zhenyang could not stay calm anymore. He then turned to Chen Xiaobei and whispered, Xiaobei, I think you should choose a different game. You are going to lose if you play dice with him. Even Fang Yuqian could not help but say, Mr. Chen, I know that you are a real man. But this matter is just out of our hands. Your win rate is close to zero and you are going to be wasting your time. Time is everything at a crucial moment like this. Clearly, Fang Yuqian was deeply impressed by Chen Xiaobei's domineering presence. Earlier, she was looking down on him. Now, she started to care about him. Her opinion of Chen Xiaobei had completely changed. Considering that they could not contact Xianjiu and Lin Xiang for quite a long time, they had to grab hold on all the time that they had to look for them. The longer they dragged, the worse it would become. Mr. Chen. Please think about it. The opponent has 10 billion USD. You are going to need a long time to win all his money, said Fang Kangyan and Feng Subin. When he heard the crowd's advice, Pakaka stood up straight, his expression proud and arrogant. He thought that Chen Xiaobei had nowhere to go and could only succumb to him. He did not expect Chen Xiaobei to give him a big, hard virtual slap seconds later. It's only 10 billion. I only need 10 minutes. Chen Xiaobei said nonchalantly. 10 minutes? Are you out of your mind? Pakaka was furious. You think you can win all of my money in 10 minutes? You would have to win more than 10 million every round. How much money do you have? Fool! Chen Xiaobei ignored him, took out his phone and waved it in front of BC. Hey you, buy me 2 billion worth of electronic chips. All in. Chapter 745, only guess 2 points. 2 billion USD. That's equivalent to almost 13 billion RMB. Taken aback, everyone stared at Chen Xiaobei with their eyes wide open. Most of them found it really hard to believe what he just said. The thing that shocked them the most was he mentioned that he wanted to bet all of it in one single round. Are you sure you are not kidding? BC did not know Chen Xiaobei that well. That was why he still had doubts in his mind. He pointed at the gambling table and said, You can have a seat first. Transfer your money to Paradise Island's account. After that, you will be able to exchange for electronic chips. Slowly, Chen Xiaobei looked for a seat and sat down. Buzz. Immediately, the table vibrated and a hidden compartment was revealed. A laptop was then presented in front of Chen Xiaobei. After checking it out briefly, Chen Xiaobei keyed in his information and transferred the money to the designated account. Initially, he had 3,900 million in his account. Not too long after that, Shi Hoxiang transferred another 1 billion into his account. Hence, after buying 2 billion USD worth of chips, Chen Xiaobei still had some money left in his account. Ding! You have successfully bought 2 billion USD worth of chips. You can now start to gamble. After pressing on the button, Chen Xiaobei managed to drop 200 billion worth of chips in one single bet. It was as if money had no meaning to Chen Xiaobei. To him, it was just a bunch of numbers. Ding! You have successfully placed your bet. Please follow up or give up. What's your name again? Come. Don't waste my time. Chen Xiaobei picked up the small chest with die inside and used his finger to taunt Pakaka. At that moment, the crowd finally knew that Chen Xiaobei was being very serious about this gambling round. Not only was he extremely rich, but he also did not place much value on money. Using such an astronomical amount of money to bet with Pakaka was simply insane. None of them could figure out what Chen Xiaobei was thinking. Knowing that Pakaka was known as the god of dice, gambling with him was no different from asking for troubles. At the same time, almost everyone around him shared the same thought. If this kid is not a genius, he must be a big idiot. All right. I will make sure to take all your money since you are in a rush. I can help you to save some of your valuable time. It appeared that Pakaka was confident that he could win all of Chen Xiaobei's money in this single round. No one had ever taunted Pakaka the way Chen Xiaobei did. Betting on dice is actually not too hard nor easy. Things that you have to pay attention are the way you shake your dice and how good your hearing is. Once you can master these two things, you can easily dominate this game. Make sure to open up your eyes wide. I'm going to show you the way a legendary player plays in this game. Soon, you will be impressed by my amazing skill. Upon picking up the dice chest, Pakaka shook it as hard as possible to make sure he looked like a legendary gambler. Winning in this game would be the best way to slap Chen Xiaobei in the face. Swoosh! Pakaka shook the chest at lightning speed, then 3 die were taken into the chest. Shake! Shake! The force Pakaka put in swinging the chest was so powerful that the die would not fall out from it even though there was no cover on top of the chest. The way he shook it was even more elegant and skillful than the god of gambling in the movie. Swoosh! Swoosh! While shaking, the sound inside the chest of die changed. It was as if 3 die had fused into one. The sound of each dice colliding with each other sounded completely different now. It was as if there was a brush moving vigorously inside the dice chest. Damn! He is good. He is definitely worthy of the title, God of Dice. With the way he shakes the die, there is no one in this world can guess the correct numbers by just listening to it. This is too good. Too damn impressive. Upon hearing that, Cao Zhenyang and the rest of them started to feel really worried. Considering that all of them were Jianghu elites, their listening skills were far better than most regular folk. However, none of them could hear those die moving inside the die chest while Pakaka was shaking it. Let alone guessing the numbers on the dice. In short, Pakaka did not lie to them about his skill. Pow! Pakaka placed the die chest on the table and tapped on 2 different bets on his screen. The first bet was worth 2 billion. The second bet was worth 1 billion. Guess if it's big or small. If you guess it right, you can have my 2 billion. And if you can guess the exact numbers on the die, you can get another 1 billion from me. Of course, if you guess it wrongly, all your money will go to me. He he he. Feeling confident, Pakaka could not help but put on an evil grin on his face. Shit! This is going to turn sour. There is no way that he can spell out the exact number on the chest. He could only make a wild guess on the big or small value of the combination of the die, said Fang Yuqiang in a worried manner. What if he guesses it wrong? He just placed 2 billion bet on that game, said Cao Zhenyang. 2 billion. I would kill myself if I lose in this game, said Fang Kangyan and Feng Subin while their bodies trembled. Humph. He has no one to blame but himself if he loses in this game. I have asked him to apologize to Mr. Pakaka. However, he insisted on acting tough. He should bear all the consequences if he loses all his money, said Yan Kongming in a strange tone. 1. 1. The sum of the numbers on the die is 2. Hence, I bet on small. What? 2? Ha ha ha. Is there something wrong with your brain? 3 die but you said the sum is 2? What the hell? You are giving away all your money to me. Ugh. This kid is hired by monkeys to make us laugh. I have told you guys that it is impossible for him to beat Pakaka. He must be joking. Cao Zhenyang, the rest of them feared for Chen Xiaobei. They thought it was almost impossible for Chen Xiaobei to win in this game. Given a choice to guess the value of the die or big and small, Chen Xiaobei surprised everyone by picking the most difficult option. 3 die in the chest. And Chen Xiaobei said that the sum was only 2. Now, Chen Xiaobei was going to lose all his money just as everyone expected. Just reveal the answer, said Chen Xiaobei calmly. Meanwhile, Pakaka did not look too well. With his hand shaking non-stop, he lifted up the die chest. Everyone froze instantly. The first number on the first dice was 1. And the other 2 die were stacked on top of each other with the number 1 being shown on the top dice. The bottom dice was covered by dice on top of it. So, it was not counted. According to the rule, the sum of the die was 2. Immediately, the system judged that Chen Xiaobei was the winner of this round. Ding! The sum is 2. Small. After the notification was shown to them, all 5 billion in the system had gone to Chen Xiaobei's bank account. Mr. Pakaka lost. The god of dice just lost. What the hell is going on? Asked BC woefully. With baffled expressions on their faces, they could not figure out how Chen Xiaobei managed to guess the correct number. Shut up. I still have 5 billion with me. I'm not losing. Glaring at Chen Xiaobei, Pakaka said, next. You shake the dice chest. I will guess the number. No problem. 5 billion. Show hand. Chen Xiaobei shrugged and bet all the money that he just won into the second round. Likely a reference to the God of Gamblers movie. Chapter 746, I Can Still Fight. 5 billion USD. All in. Without any hesitation, Chen Xiaobei completed the transaction looking like a filthy rich man that had no care of money. This. Even the filthy rich Pakaka had his eyes wide open. He had never seen someone do such thing before. It was simply insane. That was 5 billion USD in one single bet. Not 50 yuan. 5 billion USD was equivalent to 33 billion RMB. In other words, the amount of money Chen Xiaobei placed in this bet was equivalent to all of the Lan family's wealth. Lan Zhenqiu would have fainted if he saw Chen Xiaobei act in such crazy manner. This is not real, right? All in again? I must be dreaming. That's right. It's a dream. Cao Zhenyang and the rest of them could not believe what they just saw as well. The funniest awards went to BC and Yan Kongming. 2 of them were standing there like statues with eyes and mouths wide open. Is it really 2? The sum of the number that's shown on the dice is 2. The first round was done quite some time ago. However, the 2 of them on asking the same questions over and over again. Earlier, they were mocking Chen Xiaobei non-stop. When Chen Xiaobei won the bet, they felt slap after slap on their faces. True enough, Yan Kongming and BC had become retarded fools due to the unexpected result. What is your name again? Don't just sit there. Place your bet. Go and find the people that I'm looking for if you want to stop betting with me. Don't waste my precious time, said Chen Xiaobei while glaring at Pakaka. Considering that Fakar still had not contacted Chen Xiaobei, he had no choice but to rely on Pakaka for now. How did you do that? I'm known as the god of dice. No one has ever guessed the exact number of die from me before, said Pakaka while frowning. Earlier, he was really confident that he could use his skill to trash Chen Xiaobei. However, Chen Xiaobei's victory was questionable. The fact that Chen Xiaobei placed all his bet at once was enough to shatter his confidence completely. What now? Are you afraid of me? Let me tell you the truth. Actually, I can see through the dice chest. That is how I came up with the answer. What? See through the dice chest? Upon hearing that, everyone was left bewildered. No one would believe in what he just said. Do you really that I'm a 3-year-old kid? Look through the dice chest? Why don't you tell me that you are actually a deity, said Pakaka disdainfully. I knew it. Mr. Chen possesses extraordinary listening skills even though Pakaka was really good at shaking the die. Still, he failed to deceive Mr. Chen's ears. My guess is Mr. Chen is actually a professional at playing dice. With the help of his superb listening skills, he came up with the answer, said Fang Yuqiang grimly. That's right. That must be it. After hearing Fang Yuqiang's explanation, everyone nodded and agreed with her. Just like what happened before, they would rather believe that there was something wrong with the system than acknowledge that Chen Xiaobei was actually a diamond member of this casino. That was how humans worked. Most of the time, their instincts would drive them to believe in something that was more logical and erase those that did not make sense to them. Actually, it was totally understandable for them to have that kind of thought. The truth was even Chen Xiaobei did not expect that he was actually a diamond member in this casino. After putting some thought into it, Chen Xiaobei figured out that Fakar must have taken his fingerprint and put it in the system. Fakar was after all not an ordinary person. With Hades and other elites helping him, it would be an insult to him if he did not make Chen Xiaobei the most powerful person on this island. I have told you the truth. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm going to tell you again. Just surrender if you do not dare to bet with me. Simple as that. Don't waste my time. Humph. Why would I be afraid of betting with you? I will place a bet of 5 million as well. Initially, Pakaka hesitated on continuing to play the game with Chen Xiaobei. After hearing Fang Yuqiang's analysis, he felt confident that he could win this time. You are the one that shakes the die this time. I will only guess big or small. You might have supernatural listening skills or the bullshit ability that can see through stuff, all of it is going to be useless against me. While laughing at Chen Xiaobei, he placed 5 billion bets into the system. He was actually not wrong. Chen Xiaobei would not be able to use his golden gaze fiery eyes to beat Pakaka anymore since he was the one that shook the die this time. Haha. This time, Master Pakaka will be the winner. He is known as the god of dices because he possesses godlike skills to shake the die and a pair of godlike ears that can listen and analyze all kind of sounds in this world. No one in this world can fool his ears with dice, said BC. Humph. Your words make it sound like he's actually the real deal. Don't you feel embarrassed? Asked Chen Xiaobei with a smile on his face. Bastard! How dare you? You can go and ask around if you refuse to believe me. Master Pakakas is an expert at playing dice. The legend. Everybody knows about that. Are there something wrong with your brain? He is a legend? How did he lose to me just now? Just now. Rendered speechless, all BC could do was looked at Chen Xiaobei with both of eyes slightly bulged like an idiot. It was indeed a fact that Pakaka had lost to Chen Xiaobei during the first match. In other words, Pakaka was no longer a legend. In fact, Chen Xiaobei had already taken his place. Bastard! Don't get too cocky. Since BC had nothing to say to Chen Xiaobei anymore, Yan Kongming decided to step up and defend Pakaka. You are lucky. That's how you defeated Master Pakaka just now. Master Pakaka still has 5 billion worth of electronic chips in the system. He can still defeat you. This time you will lose all your money to him. Idiot! Son of a bitch! How dare you insult me? Do you have a death wish? I'm the captain of this operation. Going against the captain is a huge offense. I can kick you out of the team right now. So, you actually know that you are the captain of this operation. From the beginning till now, you have not acted like a captain. From what I see, you look more like a eunuch that works for Pakaka. How? How dare you? I will banish you. Whatever. Soon, I will win in this gambling round. Then I will chase my own lead. Bringing all of you with me is no different from carrying a burden. Pfft. Stop acting tough. I don't believe that you can defeat Master Pakaka this time, said Yan Kongming furiously, as if he wanted to devour Chen Xiaobei. alright. Cut the crap. I want to know how this bastard is going to defeat me this round. I'm going to tell you some facts about me. My listening skill is better than my dice shaking skill. I don't think you are skillful enough to fool my ears. You better straighten up your ears. I'm about to show you the hands of God. Chen Xiaobei then rolled up his sleeve, smiled. Without Golden Gaze fiery eyes, Chen Xiaobei was still bold enough to take on the challenge. Chapter 747, Fool You With My Hands of God. Looking sharp, Chen Xiaobei lifted up the dice chest after he rolled up his sleeve. Is it coming? The real hands of God. Pakaka gulped, putting all his attention on Chen Xiaobei's movement. He even held his breath to make sure that he would not miss a moment. As for the crowd, they were doing the same thing as well, paying close attention to Chen Xiaobei. This was after all a bet that worth 10 billion USD. They might not be able to witness such an immense bet after this. Feeling curious, all of them wanted to know how skillful Chen Xiaobei's hands of God were. It begins. With his eyebrows raised, Chen Xiaobei flipped over the dice chest with the top part flat on the table. He then used his left hand to pick up the 3 die and put them into the dice chest. Right after that, he used his right hand to shake the dice chest. Clack! Clack! What the hell? You call this hands of God? Seeing the way Chen Xiaobei shook the dice chest, they face-palmed. Bastard! Are you treating us like an idiot? Even a primary school student can do it better than you. Feeling angry, Pakaka felt like Chen Xiaobei insulted his intelligence. This kid is truly an idiot. All Master Pakaka did just now was using one of his hands to scoop the die into the dice chest. And the die stayed inside it safe and sound no matter how he shook. That is what I call cool. Look at this kid now. He just used his hand to pick up the die and place them inside the dice chest. And he had to use one of his hands to cover the opening of the die chest while shaking it with both hands. What an amateur, said BC. Upon hearing that, Cao Zhenyang and the rest of them were worried about Chen Xiaobei as well. Initially, the thought that Chen Xiaobei was truly an expert at playing dice. To their surprise, Chen Xiaobei was no more than an amateur. Pakaka would definitely be able to guess the number that was shown on the die with the way he shook it. Haha! This bastard is going to lose in this round. I knew it. He was just lucky in the previous round. I will bang my head into the wall if he can win in this round. Ha ha ha! Cao Zhenyang, Fang Kangyan, and Feng Subin were not pleased with the way Yan Kongming treated Chen Xiaobei. Due to their positions in Thunder Kiran Special Forces, all 3 of them did not dare to say a single word to criticize him. To their surprise, the Yan Kongming's #1 fan, Fang Yuqiang, started to shout at him angrily. Yan Kongming! Enough is enough. What good it is to you if Mr. Chen loses in this round? And you call yourself the captain? Look at the things that you did. No wonder Mr. Chen called you a burden. Hey? Yuqiang? Why are you talking to me like this? I thought you liked me. I was blinded by you. Today, I finally get to see your true colors. Thank you for not accepting my love. Being together with is worse than being tortured in hell. Why the hatred? Did that Chen bastard seduce you? Now, you are in love with him, right? You are just a despicable puny human. Mr. Chen is the real man here. He is responsible, capable, charming, and powerful. All the women in this world would definitely fall in love with him. Look at yourself. You, Yan Kongming, are just a piece of shit. It's true that I like men like Mr. Chen. However, I know that I'm not worthy to make him mine. May like him can only be paired with some of the top women in this world. But of course, garbage like you is not worthy to become my partner, said Fang Yuqiang in a determined manner. It appears she actually pretty reasonable. She could be considered as a girl that was true to herself. Earlier, she was acting hostile towards Chen Xiaobei because she did not know him that well. After having a clear look at Chen Xiaobei, she decided to stand on Chen Xiaobei's side. You. Immediately, Yan Kongming felt embarrassed by her comments. He was after all the one of the four heroes of Thunder Kirin. Other than Fang Yuqiang, there were actually other women fell in love with him. However, putting Chen Xiaobei into comparison, he was just a piece of shit. He would not believe in it if it was others that told him about it. Considering that it was his die-hard fan that told him about it, he had no excuse to doubt that it was fake. I don't think so. Look at that kid. He is a nobody. Soon, he will become the biggest loser in this room. I want to see him lose everything that he ever owns. Shut up. You idiot. Suddenly, Pakaka roared. The look on his face had completely changed. Master Pakaka. What's wrong? Asked Yan Kongming fearfully. Taken aback, everyone else in the turned around and looked at him wondering why he would suddenly shout. Just shut the hell up. There's no more sound coming out from the dice chest. Can't you hear that? Pakaka glared at Yan Kongming and chided. What? No more sound? How is that even possible? Bewildered, the crowd focused their attention on Chen Xiaobei. He was still shaking the die chest non-stop. But there was no sound coming out from it. It was as if he was shaking the air inside it. There's no more sound. What the hell is going on? Could it be the die has disappeared into the thin air? Son of a bitch! What kind of dirty trick are you trying to pull? Where the F***ck are the die? Asked Pakaka. The die are inside the dice chest. The way I shake it is rather unique. That is why you could not hear any sound from it. Soon after that, Chen Xiaobei placed the dice chest on the table. Do I look like a deaf guy to you? There is no sound coming from it. How is it possible that the die are still inside? Just place your bet. I will be the loser of this game if there are no die inside it. Happy, said Chen Xiaobei while shrugging. All right. Remember what you promised me. I guess 0 points. There is nothing inside the dice chest. I have a pair of godlike ears. It's not possible that I heard it wrong. Following by that, Pakaka keyed in his final guess on the screen. At the same time, everyone was looking at them without blinking. It was as if the time had stopped around them. Everyone. Next, I want you to witness a miracle with me. With a grin on his face, Chen Xiaobei lifted up the dice chest. The numbers shown on each dice was 6. Joker. Your guess was 0 points, right? Count it. What is the sum? How? How is this even possible? Looking at Chen Xiaobei in shock, Pakaka started to doubt that he was actually not as skilled as he thought he was. I have told you that I have a pair of godlike hands. Are you going to surrender now? Chen Xiaobei unconsciously touched the ring that he wore on his left thumb with a wicked grin on his face. I can so imagine this face with tears of joy. Addition to the harem. Preach it, girl. Chapter 748, The Beating is Not Enough. None of the people around Chen Xiaobei were ordinary people. Still, they could not figure out how Chen Xiaobei managed to shake the dice chest without making any sound. Did he cheat? BC asked doubtfully. Not possible. Can't you see that Mr. Chen just rolled up his sleeve? You have a pair of eyes. Use it. He is obviously not cheating, said Fang Yuqiang. And Pakaka was watching him the whole time. Considering that he was given the title, the God of Gamblers. It is simply not possible for him to pull any dirty tricks on Pakaka. This is strange. How did he manage to shake the dice chest without making any sound if he did not cheat, said BC. No matter how long they pondered, they could not get their answer. See, could this really be the hands of God? Pakaka was mind blown. It was as if all the gambling skills that he learned before were fake. This is really magical. He has all the rights in this world to be called the God of Hands. I'm impressed. Other than the godly skill explanation, there was no other way to explain the thing that Chen Xiaobei just did. Hee hee. Chen Xiaobei smiled when he saw that the crowd was left baffled. He was glad that he encountered something rare and magical few days ago. The truth was those die did disappear inside the dice chest. There was no gambler in this world could do the thing that Chen Xiaobei just did, as he had a special item called the Infinite Space Ring. Using his mind, he kept all the die from the dice chest into the ring. He then willed the ring to retrieve all 3 die with the number 6 shown on each dice. That was how Chen Xiaobei claimed victory. Speaking of the Infinite Space Ring, Chen Xiaobei could not help but think of Lu Suingzhen. He would not be able to craft the Infinite Space Ring if Lu Suingzhen did not slap him. I wonder how she is doing right now. Has she gotten the answers that she was looking for? Did Lu Ziwan try to lie to her once again? Could it be? She is thinking about me right now. Immediately, Chen Xiaobei shook off all those thoughts in his mind, chiding himself. His priority right now was to look for Xian Jiu and Lin Xiang. Also, he is supposed to look for the goddess that he encountered not too long ago. Other than that, he needed to locate the reincarnation of Su Daji. This was no time to think about other women when he had so many ladies in his life to be taken care of. Ding! 18 points. Game over. Clear the table. After hearing the notification, all 10 billion USD was transferred to Chen Xiaobei's account. Easy money. 10 billion USD was equivalent to 65 billion RMB. That was more than all the money that Chen Xiaobei had earned so far. A short gambling game had yielded Chen Xiaobei 2 times the wealth of the Lan family. Pikachu. I think you still have 2 billion in your account, right? Last round. Should I shake the die or do you want to do the honors? Asked Chen Xiaobei in a playful manner. Mother Fasterisker. My name is Pikaka. Not Pikachu. I'm not going to play with you anymore. You can go and play with your own balls, shouted Pikaka angrily. Just 2 short rounds of gambling and he had lost 8 billion USD. He was smart enough to stop gambling with Chen Xiaobei. Also, he still did not know Chen Xiaobei well enough. All of this family wealth would be lost forever if he decided to continue gambling with Chen Xiaobei. In other words, you are going to surrender to me, right? Go and look for the person that I want to find right now. You have to give me something before the sun sets. Look for them? F***CKU. BC. Let's go and look for some Victoria's Secret models to blow some steam off. Yes, master. With a smile, BC followed right behind Pikaka, preparing to leave the room. The 2 of you. Don't even dream of leaving this room. Chen Xiaobei glared at them feeling a rush of anger. Considering that Pikaka and BC had wasted their time and Pikaka just mentioned that he was going to break the promise, no one in their right minds would let them off the hook easily. What now? You want to beat the shit out of me? Pikaka halted in his steps and stared at Chen Xiaobei in an arrogant manner. Congratulations! You are right. Strode to Pikaka slowly, Chen Xiaobei was about to do something to him. Mr. Chen! Don't do it! Have you forgotten the thing that you heard just now? There is a group of enforcers led by this guy called Hades. Pikaka is the golden member here. Messing with him will put you grave danger, said Fang Yuqiang. I don't like others lying to me. And this piece of shit is taking my brother's and woman's life lightly. Chen Xiaobei was really angry this time. As he had no knowledge of Xian Jiu and Lin Xiang's current situation, he had to rely on Pikaka's promise. Anyone that was in Chen Xiaobei's position would definitely be angered. Humph! You are really good at acting tough, right? I'm a gold member of this casino. Master Hades is my godfather. Try to lift your finger on me. I dare you. Slap! Before he could finish his words, a loud slap landed on his face. Ouch! Pakaka screamed in agony and spun around like a spinning top where he stood. Followed by that, he fell on the ground hard. Blarg! A mouthful of warm blood gushed out from his mouth when he tried to say something. Taken aback, he could not believe that Chen Xiaobei just slapped him. Mr. Mr. Chen just landed a slap on Pakaka. Did I see it wrong? Everyone around him was baffled. I was being very nice to you just now. Why did you have to take it for granted? To me, you are just a worthless piece of shit. How dare you hit me? No one has ever hit me in my life before. BC. Call the enforcers. I want to make sure that this bastard stays dead. Yes. I will do it now. Immediately, BC took out his cell phone. This is bad, said Cao Zhenyang. Mr. Chen. You should go now. It will be impossible for you to flee from this place once Hades is here. There is no way that we can defeat a monster like him, said Fang Yuqiang. Xiaobei. Run. I believe you can see that no one brings their bodyguards around on this island. That is because of the existence of Hades's enforcers at this place. Those that disrupt the peace will receive great punishment from him, said Cao Zhenyang. Leave? I'm not done with him yet. With no emotion on his face, Chen Xiaobei had decided not to run. Instead, he kicked BC. Face with tears of joy. Chapter 749, Super Diamond Member. Ouch! A kick landed on BC's stomach, sending him flying, hitting the table and bouncing back. Down on the floor, he could not muster enough strength to move a muscle. He could feel that his internal organs had turned into a pile of mush. The pain that he was experiencing right now simply unbearable. How dare you hit him? Truly unruly. Ouch! Let me go. It's so painful, shouted Pakaka furiously. Before he could finish his sentence, Chen Xiaobei picked him up by grabbing onto his hair. Do you doubt that I'll beat you up next? Take this. Chen Xiaobei raised his hands and started slapping Pakaka non-stop. Seconds later, Pakaka's face was completely swollen, causing him losing the ability to talk. Xiaobei. I think you should stop here. You will not be able to leave this place if you don't go now, said Cao Zhenyang in a nervous manner. I should stop now? It doesn't matter if I slap him 1 time or 100 times. It makes no difference in the end. No difference? Wah! Cao Zhenyang was then rendered speechless. Since Chen Xiaobei had already hurt him, Pakaka would definitely not let him off the hook easily. Eventually, he was going to make Chen Xiaobei pay for what he did anyway. That was why Chen Xiaobei decided to slap him a couple more times to vent his anger. Brother Cao. You guys should leave first if you are afraid of the enforcers. I alone am more than enough to deal with them. Chen Xiaobei continued to slap Pakaka impassively. Mercy, please. Ouch. Please let me go. You are going to kill me if you don't stop slapping me. Pakaka quickly begged Chen Xiaobei in agony. His handsome face had turned into a swollen pig's head. Half of his pearly white teeth were gone and the other half were broken. Blood was gushing out from the open wounds in his mouth. Pow! Suddenly, 2 men in black kicked open the doors of the private room. All 2 of them were 6 foot tall. Judging from their look, one could know that they were some kind of powerful elites from Jianghu. They also exuded a domineering aura. Only those that had been through life and death with blood all over their bodies could possess this kind of immense chi field. Who is the one that called us? A guy with silver hair asked. Taken aback, the crowd could feel that his presence made them have a hard time breathing properly. No one dared to reply to his question. I'm one of the enforcers of Hades's squad. Those who disrupts the peace of Paradise Island will be punished by us severely. Who called us? Just admit it. We will protect you. I'm the one that called you guys. It's me. Yan Kongming strode towards them and said fearfully. Yan Kongming. Where is your conscience? How dare you backstab us? King pig. Before Chen Xiaobei could say anything, Cao Zhenyang and Fang Yuqiang scolded him. Even Fang Kangyan and Feng Subin began to glare at him. Clearly, they were disgusted by the way he acted. Meanwhile, Chen Xiaobei was calm as usual. After all, he had expected Kong Ming to betray them from the very beginning. What the hell is going on here? Asked the man with silver hair. That bastard over there just beat up a gold and silver member. Arrest him. Yan Kongming pointed at Chen Xiaobei in an aggressive manner. Him. The man with silver hair turned around to look at Chen Xiaobei and Pakaka. Immediately, the look on his face changed. It's about time. I'm the gold member here, Pakaka. Master Hades is my godfather. Quick! Kill this son of a bitch! Faster! Screamed Pakaka. Upon hearing that, Cao Zhenyang and the rest of the people felt extremely nervous. However, all of them were shocked to their core the next second. The man with silver hair looked at his partner and politely said, "Sir, you can do whatever you want here. We have no problem with you killing him right here right now. Are you guys crazy? I'm the one that received a beating. How am I going to kill him if the two of you don't arrest him?" snarled Pakaka. Idiot! I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the person that has the highest authority on this island, said the man with silver hair. What? Kill me? Are you guys out of your mind? I'm a gold member here. Who the hell is he? Why are you guys protecting him? Aren't you afraid that my godfather Hades will punish the two of you? Swoosh! A shadow dashed toward them at lightning speed. Master Hades! Master Hades! The man with silver hair and his partner placed their hand on their chests to show their utmost respect to Hades. Is this the legendary Hades? The elite with pinnacle phase true nirvana stage that guards Paradise Island. Feeling shocked, Cao Zhenyang and the rest of them stared at Hades fearfully. Haha! My godfather is here. You are here finally. Looking at you makes me feel like my savior has finally come to save me. Please save me and kill this son of a bitch. I want him to be chopped into pieces. Feed him to dogs. Moron! Shut up! If not, I'm going to be the one that ends your life. Hades shouted and a powerful aura filled the atmosphere immediately. Seath. Pakaka took in a deep breath, bewildered. He could not figure out why would his godfather chose not to side with him considering that he was in such a bad state. Promptly, he felt despair filling his mind. What? What the hell is going on? Cao Zhenyang and the rest of them could not figure out what was Hades thinking as well. Sir, Mr. Fakar has gotten you something about the people that you wanted to find. With his hand placed on the chest, Hades bowed at Chen Xiaobei. Actually, Hades and Fakar did not show up all this while was because they were doing everything they could to look for Xianjiu and Lin Xiang. Great! Bring me over there right now. What should I do with them? Those few people over there are my friends. Please take good care of them. Yes, sir. What about the rest of them? Beat the crap out of them. After talking to Hades, Chen Xiaobei rushed out the room. The way Cao Zhenyang and the others looked at Chen Xiaobei was as if they just witnessed a powerful entity walk past them. Do what Mr. Chen asked us to do. Hades looked at his enforcer and said. One of the men in black had already escorted Cao Zhenyang and others out of the room. Initially, Yan Kongming wanted to follow them out. However, he was stopped by the man with silver hair. Master Hades. He is the one that called us. What should I do to him? Mr. Chen did not tell us what to do about him. Just keep beating them up. Hades then turned around and walked away. Yes, sir. The man with silver hair nodded and said. Brother. I think this is a big misunderstanding. Yan Kongming was trying to come up with some excuses to free himself. Slap. There's no misunderstanding here. You can shove all the excuses down your throat and tell it to the Hades that rules the underworld. That Mr. over there is the Super Diamond member of this island. I'm afraid there's no one else in this world who can save you. Away yet. How thick-skinned. Chapter 750, I'm willing to risk my life. Blarg Yan Kongming's face was slapped, causing him to fall to the ground and cough out a mouthful of warm blood. One could see that the silver hair man's strength was way more powerful than his. Still, Yan Kongming could not figure out how Chen Xiaobei made an elite like him and the almighty Hades to listen to him. Finally, the answer was revealed. Super Diamond member? Am I hearing it wrong? Exclaimed Yan Kongming in a shocking manner. You did not hear it wrong. That gentleman is a Super Diamond member on our island. There are only 2 Super Diamond members in this world. The first one is Master Faka's grandfather. The second one is the one that you reported to us just now, said the man with silver hair gravely. What the actual f***ck? Oh my god! What have I done? Tears started to flow down Yan Kongming's face. He felt he had done something that was going to make him feel regret for the rest of his life. If he knew that Chen Xiaobei was a Super Diamond member on this island, he would have kneeled down and called him his master. Good grief! We just offended someone that is as powerful as Mr. Fakar. Pakaka and BC stood there like a statue. It was as if the two of them were struck by lightning. Someone please come here. Bring them back to the dungeon and beat them up. Do not stop until the gentleman returns. Immediately, a squad of people came into the room and brought Pakaka, BC, and Yan Kongming to the dungeon. What? Beat us up until that kid returns? This is going to kill us. No. Mercy, please. We will never bother him anymore. Please let us go. Those 3 unfortunate bastards could feel extreme fear creeping up their spines. The 3 of them could not help but wet their pants. After exiting the casino, Fakar's personal car was waiting for them. Hades went and sat at the driver's seat. Chen Xiaobei on the other hand sat at the back of the car. What did you guys find out? Tell me now. The 2 persons that you asked us to look for arrived at Paradise Island a week ago. On that day, Black Mamba was going to do something bad to Ms. Lin, and Mr. Xiang taught him a good lesson. At night, Black Mamba poisoned them and made them unconscious. To my knowledge, they are kidnapped by him in the end, said Fakar. After listening to Fakar's explanation, Chen Xiaobei's face turned cold. I thought the security on Paradise Island is extremely safe? Am I right? How did you let this kind of thing happen on your turf? Black Mamba is a regular comer of Paradise Island. Somehow, he managed to dodge the surveillance that we set up on this island. After I received your order, I put in all the manpower that I have to rewatch all the surveillance tapes. We then extracted information from those who have seen him before. And this is what we got in the end. Doesn't matter anymore. Who the hell is this Black Mamba? Where is he right now? Bring me there. Chen Xiaobei waved his hands to show that he had no intention to continue listening to Fakar's explanation. Master, forgive me for being rude. I would advise you not to go to that place, said Fakar fearfully. Why? Because I'm afraid your friends might have already passed. After a short moment of hesitation, Fakar decided to muster up enough courage to tell Chen Xiaobei the truth. What? Immediately, Chen Xiaobei was filled with rage. Terrifying qi exploded from Chen Xiaobei and filled the car, causing the temperature in the car drop to freezing point. Taken aback, Fakar could feel that his heart was jumping crazily. It was as if a giant stone dropped from the sky and landed on his chest. On the other hand, Hades could feel that same as well. However, his state of mind was way stronger than Fakar. Master, please calm down. Black Mamba is the most powerful pirate of the Indian Ocean. This guy is merciless. Those who offend him will not get to live long enough to see the sun. I know this is a cold hard truth that is extremely hard for one to swallow. But, Mr. Xiang and Ms. Lin were kidnapped by Black Mamba for a week. Logically speaking, it is not possible that they are still breathing, After hearing Hades's explanation, Chen Xiaobei ceased his anger. Considering that he had gone through all kind of difficulties, he clearly knew that anger was not going to solve any problems. Bring me to Black Mamba's nest now. Though Chen Xiaobei sounded calm, his tone carried a domineering aura that would not allow anyone to deny him. You really can't go there. Black Mamba is staying at Mamba Island now. There is poisonous gas around the island and traps everywhere. Also, there is an evil spirit formation being set up at the center of the island. Not even I can muster up enough courage to break into that place, said Hades, placing pressure on his shoulder. Cut the crap already. We'll go now. That's an order. Yes, Hades was given a heavenly dog biscuit not too long ago. That was why he did not dare to disobey Chen Xiaobei. Immediately, he started the car and drove to the pier. However, he drove slowly on purpose. He then continued to talk Chen Xiaobei out of it. Master, listen to me. Mamba Island is not an ordinary place. Even armies from around the world have failed to break into that place. We will be killed instantly if we go to that place. That's right. Actually, Black Mamba himself is not that powerful. I will take him down when he travels to Paradise Island next time. You can then avenge your friends. Your friends are no longer alive. Do not risk your life for nothing. We just need some time to capture Black Mamba. All you need to do is hold on a little longer. Shut up. I know that I'm putting my life in danger. Still, they are my friends. I don't mind risking my life to save them. I will not believe that they are dead until I see their bodies. This, Fakir and Hades were rendered speechless. They could no longer find a good reason to talk Chen Xiaobei out of it. Instead, they could feel their blood rushing. Master, we are willing to fight by your side. Due to the nature of this trip, can we delay for a few days? I want to borrow some armies from the countries around us. No. I don't believe that Xianjiu and Lin Xiang are dead. I do not want to waste another second. But three of us are not powerful enough to fight all the way to the core of Mamba Island. Intrude the island with force will only speed up our deaths. I will lure Black Mamba out of the island since we can't fight our way to the core of the island. How is that even possible? Black Mamba's cultivation is not powerful at all. That is why he always acts like a rat. Unless danger approaches him. If not, there is no way that he will step out from his safe zone. How about an earthquake? That should be more than enough to force him out of the safe zone. Right. Master. Are you going to use the gigantic weapon to hit the island? Like what you did to the carrier last time? No. I have something else in mind. Do y'all feel sorry for him? I don't XD.